All right. Hello, I am meL. I am the IGL for C9White. Okay, at the start of this year, I literally just came back from Indonesia and I was working as an esports producer and observer for a a tournament organizer called Winners League in CS:GO. I was pretty much like full-time an observer and producer in CS:GO, just making sure these tournaments had really good streams and really good production value. Um, I could not have imagined any of this happening, like not even close. Like I don't there's like no universe where I would know what Project A is, where I would know I'd be signed to Cloud9, where I'd be competing and I've had these as my goals. Like the only thing that might have been consistent is that I know I wanted to play games at like a very high level. That's it. There was nothing related to any of this I could ever imagine. When I first heard about Valorant, when it was Project A, I was so excited. I'm not gonna lie, I had high expectations and I think the launch for me, like it went really, really well. Like I was so excited to play this like brand new game. It was like really familiar with like the gunplay and the CS mechanics. So I was a very happy consumer. I was a happy customer. I was really enjoying the game when it came out. Honestly, like the moment it came out and I played it, I was like, dude, this is the perfect opportunity and like a perfect chance for me to compete and try to get in at a high level. Because like compared to CS, where it's like, okay, I have like what 3K hours on CS, girl, it's a long shot to compete at tier one level within like the next 2 years. And I had like a job at the time. It just didn't make it would never have made sense. But in a game like Valorant, brand new, like I knew I could compete at least at a decently high level in this new game. Favorite memory is definitely winning the Riot Ignition series. That was an insane moment. Like just sitting there, like defusing the bomb. I was just sitting there, like, holy crap! Like I just won this tournament. Like that is, so I wish I recorded it. I wish I shadow played it. That is something I regret, but that is absolutely my favorite memory. It's just all my work, all the hard work I've put in, beating people that I used to like look up to in CS, and just everything coming together with this team. It literally changed the course of my life. So that's definitely my favorite memory. My worst memory would probably be, um, I mean, to be completely honest, like getting first rounded in the UMG qualifiers for strike. The first time that happened, second time didn't hurt as bad, but the first time where I underperformed pretty badly, that was pretty bad. This past year of Valorant, I've learned to just me personally, I've learned to be a lot more humble and practice more humility. And that the trend, like when it's like a scene starts to like develop a tier one scene, um, it honestly happened. It happened way more quickly than I thought it would. I mean, I still think that a lot of tier two teams could upset tier one teams at the moment, but I think First Strike kind of proved me wrong in the fact that there weren't as many like upsets as I thought there was. Like what was like Renegades, and that was really it out of the top eight. Like you pretty much expected everyone in that top eight to qualify, maybe except for Cloud9. But I think overall, like the scene is still new, and like the tier one scene isn't as like developed. And going into 2021, I hope I can see myself among those tier one players by the end of the year. Honestly, when Valorant released their esport plan, I just got that much more confident in everything that they were planning because they're being completely transparent with us. I didn't really like compete in CS, but as like a producer and like an avid observer and an avid fan of like tier one CS, it's honestly like it's a blessing to hear that because sometimes like all they would really announce is like the major, right? They would announce the major and the minors, and I feel like this is like kind of similar to that, but also in the sense where they're working with these like other organizers and really setting up like a feeder system, and I think like the way they structured it is super cool. For the game, I mean, I know we've had some like awkward, like I don't know about this, I don't know about this change with the balance team, but I come from CS and I've been playing CS since like 2015. And there were times where like the devs would they would just not communicate with the community. Like I think it's gotten better nowadays, the past like 2 years, maybe even three. But if you go on Reddit and you just look at like the posts of like new updates, so many people are just talking about the fact that they just never ever spoke with the community and they just completely ignored them. And unless it was like for the major. Like there's so many instances where that happens, but I won't go too much into it. But it's such a blessing, dude, to have these devs that are just so transparent and just at least talk to us, and they're like constantly trying to communicate with us. Like on Icebox, I know they spoke to a lot of pros about what they would want to see different about the map. And like for the balance changes, like they're listening to the feedback. With the gunplay changes, they're listening to all the feedback on Twitter. It's just something I'm not used to, so I'm just really grateful for it. I think this game does need like a player break of some sort because players are going to get burned out fast in this game compared to CS because you're constantly trying to stay at the higher level and you're constantly trying to innovate when like certain metas already developed in CS that you can kind of just play off of. There isn't really like a ton of innovation needed. But in Valorant, like there's different agents, a new map, like it's completely new and completely different. We're still finding out things of agents we've had for 6 months and we're just finding out new things about them. So I think it's a bit, I wouldn't say irresponsible, but I do think it's really important they do have like a set out player break because these players are going to burn themselves out whether they know it or not. The like innovation and like meta shifts are just so much more drastic in Valorant that it's like not even comparable to what can occur in CS, in my opinion. I think like the only like huge meta shifts in CS were like Astralis like just really using utility completely differently and getting like the highest value, and then everyone started to like take that upon themselves to like develop it into their own teams. But in Valorant you literally have dozens of different combinations of agents, dozens of different setups with different agents with different comps, countering other people's playstyles. It's like rock paper scissors, and thinking about all of that, innovating at the same time. It's a lot of like brain power. I know some teams have like coaches and like the IGL primarily work with it, but like the best teams have everyone thinking about it and developing these strats and innovating and thinking about like mastering their agent, which is something you don't need to think about in CS because you don't need to. I'm gonna master my needs. Like everyone's doing that already, but as opposed to like, oh, I need to master Jet, I need to master Omen, I need to master Sentinel. It just goes so deep. So this is something they need to be aware of. Yeah, this past year, Valorant has definitely been really successful for me personally. Um, as a player, I feel like I'm reaching new heights that I've never have in any other game before. I feel like I'm really improving every single day. I'm getting better. I'm slowly getting towards my goal of being a tier one player. Like every day in practice, every day I VOD review, I stream, I play ranked. I'm just it feels good progressing towards a set goal and just seeing yourself improve. And the fact that I'm able to be supported by like Cloud9 and get picked up by such a prestigious organization to support me in doing that. I've there's no way I can consider that a failure. It's just success in every way. For my team, we won the Ignition Series. I'm so proud of my team for keeping composure and playing in such a high pressure situation where none of us have played for that much money or for such a prestigious award before. Um, I think I want to end the year with a bang and do really well in this next tournament that we're gonna be playing. We're playing two tournaments this month. And I just want to make sure it ends on like a bang and that we come out from this year like really happy and with no regrets with anything that we did. I think for Riot, girl, they are so happy. I know they are so happy with everything that's happened this year regarding Valorant. Like the game honestly blew up. I don't think they expected this many people this early to be so excited for the game and playing it every day. Like the content around it, like the narrative building, like the players are just it's just amazing what everyone has done, and I'm sure Riot is super proud of that, and um they made an awesome game with so much depth and honestly really good balancing at the end of the day, and they really listened. So if they aren't proud, they should be. And this has been an awesome year as a player, and I'm so glad that they exist to make this game. Shout out to my boyfriend Strong Legs. I don't think I would be here without him. He's helped me so much this entire year. Just coaching my team. Oh my god, why am I getting emotional? he's just been he's just been awesome. He's helped me and my team through everything. Shout out to my team. Meeting them and making this team has been like amazing. It has really defined this year for me, and it's taught me a lot of things as a person and a player. Again, like Roy has helped us so much in like coaching the team. Like a week before the Ignition series, he coached us so much, and he gave us like solutions, and like he gave us a lot of insight that we would not have thought to even think of because we were just inexperienced at the time, and he helped us so much with that. I want to also shout out my mom because she's like the most supportive mom I think you can be for someone that plays esports. She's always calling me. She's asking me how practice is going. She calls me right after tournaments and she's like, "Yo, like, what happened? Like, let me know. Let me." And she just gives me a lot of like reassurance and comforting thoughts. So thank you, mom. I love you. Shout out to my family. They've also been really, really supportive. And my dad will literally text me like, "Yo, I saw your ranked game. GG's, you're nuts." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like watching my stream. It's just really cute. So shout out to Roy, shout out to my team, shout out to my family.